Welcome to the First Word Podcast, the sneaker show built by the community for the community. Hey man, it's not about resale, it's about the real, the people, the stories, and the culture behind what we wear. Your voice matters. If there's a topic you want to discuss, hit us up and be part of the conversation. This is your podcast too. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to the First Word Podcast. I'm your host, E.Reap. And we made it to episode 6. So episode 5, I brought it back to the first come, first serve camp out days, the transition from what we're used to the raffles that we have now. And, I shared a few stories and my stance on whether I like the first come, first serve versus the raffles. And I still personally feel like the first come, first serve or the camp outs, you have a fighting chance to get a shoe. But with the raffles, between finesse and bots, you never know what's going to happen with those. But yeah, episode 6 is a community topic, man. Shout out to my dog, Matt. You can follow him at Samson_Matt on TikTok, IG, as well as YouTube. He's definitely doing this thing. But yeah, he wanted to get into the rep joint. You know what I'm saying? The rep topic, the rep conversation, and how influencers now are like really pushing them. And I guess he just wanted to, get my opinion on it. And this is definitely a major topic in the sneaker community. So I definitely want to get your reaction on this. Once I post the clips or, in the comments, if you're listening to the entire podcast episode, definitely let me know in the comments down below, depending on what streaming platform that you're using. So let's get into it, man. Replicas, UAs, fakes. Is there another name? AAA, 1-to-1, whatever. Those are all different terms that, the people that promote reps and proudly wear them, try to make themselves feel better about it. Because, a fake is a fake. A bootleg is a bootleg. But once you get to the UA terminology, the unauthorized authentics, which was crazy to me. But since they're saying that the unauthorized shoe was made in the same factory as an authentic pair of shoes using the same mold, it was just like a side mission or a side quest for the factory workers to have their own little hustle and makes them feel better about themselves. Says that, it's still the same shoe that Nike made or Jordan made, but, it's cheaper. But it's whatever. It doesn't have the same guidelines and quality inspection and all those avenues that an authentic retail pair has to go through, like the box, the materials, minor details that you only know if you have the retail pair. There's a lot of differences, but we're not going to get into that in this video or on this episode. Maybe I can say that for a later one. But it's very weird, the discourse around the replicas or fake shoes within the sneaker community, because I've seen arguments on both sides. And for the people that wear the fakes, they always say that they're not doing it for the clout or the hype or whatever. But from what I've seen, every person that wears fakes or shows fakes, they're hyped up shoes. They're not showing a fake pair of all white Air Forces. They're not showing a pair of grade 990s, 993s. They're showing the latest Jordan. They're showing Travis Scott's. They're showing, a hyped up SB that they couldn't get. And then they're even showing pairs that are blatantly fake. They're going back to the old days where fakes were fakes, like SpongeBob's or a colorway that didn't exist, or some see-through Jordans. I think the main one that I was seeing going around were the Royal patent ones. As we know, the reimagined breads were the patent leather joints. So I guess the factories, they tried to jump the gun and they started dropping, the Royal patent leather version. And a lot of people on TikTok, your favorite creators, they were showing those joints like they were early pairs. And they were clearly fake. So it's I don't know, where do they draw the line? At what point that they have to like be honest with themselves. Like, yo, you're just doing it for the clout or the hype. Like, you're not doing it for the love of the game, because that shoes is never coming out. Like, Jordan brand already, Nike brand, they said, nah, we're not doing that. They dropped the suede versions instead of those. So it was like, I don't know. Like I said, it's just a weird point in time, and like they're arguing one way, but the actions say another. Like, you can't say that you're not doing it for a certain reaction, or you're not doing it for other people's acceptance, or how can I say this? You're not doing it to please others, but you're buying the popular shoes that, you know, most sneakerheads or people in the community are like purchasing it, but you're getting a fake version. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into get into the main topics. Reps have definitely became more, well, they started to become more mainstream over the past few years with, you know, the rise of social media, the influencer era that we're in currently, where if you want a product to sell, you find someone with a great following that, you know, gets engagement on their posts, and whether it be for like hand over fist money or just to get a product that they may or may not wear, and they know they're going to get views. So that's the thing about, you know, the social media influencer era. Excuse me. A company doesn't necessarily have to pay you, because you're going to get paid from like the views and the engagement and shares or whatever. However that works, I don't get paid. So I really don't know like the exact method or the exact metrics that qualify you to get like whatever amount of money. But I know that you're going to get paid for views, shares, engagement, all that stuff. So you can hit up. Because I've been, like, even on a small scale, like, I don't have that many followers across the board on YouTube, TikTok, and IG. I get a lot of emails or DMs from these fake companies. So it's like, if I'm getting emails, I can only imagine what the top end creators, or, you know, the creators that are 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 plus followers, like, what type of emails they're getting. I remember one specific email or DM I got from a fake company, and they were like, do we have your permission, or can we partner together and you send us videos of your collection so we can promote on our website? And I was like, I was in shock, honestly, to, you know, see that type of email. Because like I said, I got plenty of emails and DMs from the fake companies trying to, you know, promote their products. They'll give me a shoe to review. I just have to review it on my channel and all that. Like, I've seen a lot of sneaker YouTubers, you know, kind of shift or pivot from the content they were creating, where they were getting shoes, or they would go to the mall and like show shoes or whatever, or getting early pairs, to, you know, they transitioned to just buying the fakes or reviewing the fakes. It went from like a comparison type thing, like you get the fake pair and then the real pair, until it was just like straight replica shoes and here's the plug, blah, blah, blah. So for me to get that type of DM was crazy. It was so crazy that I had to screenshot it and I posted it on TikTok. And to my surprise, a lot of the comments were saying that I fumbled the bag. So my thing is, you know, all money isn't good money. You say I fumbled the bag, but I'm building my brands across social media on having, you know, authentic retail pairs. Like, I'm showing you that you don't have to pay resale all the time. You don't have to pay a plug to, you know, get early pairs. If you like really do the groundwork, do your research. Like, I'm in the 757 Hampton Roads, Virginia, if you don't know. We don't have a lot of stores like a Chicago, New York, LA, even like Houston, Texas or whatever, like Orlando, Miami, you know. We don't have the amount of stores and boutiques that these larger markets have. So there's ways to get the shoe for retail if you like actually try. It's been rare that I've exhausted all my options and I wasn't able to get a pair that I wanted. So sometimes, it's like hit or miss depending on the shoe. But like if I really want it, I could get it. If I can't get it on release day, I can catch it on a restock. So that's pretty much what my brand is. Just like your average person that wears shoes. Like you don't have to be super rich to, cop sneakers, So it's like my brand is like built on authenticity. Like I'm relatable, no clout. I don't have a lot of followers. I'm not getting sent pairs. I'm just out there buying it like everyone that would watch me or stumble across my page. So for them to say I fumbled the bag is crazy because now I'm scamming. At the end of the day, like I'm helping that company scam potential buyers because I'm sure they're going to use my name and they're going to use my, my collection. And people know if you've been watching my channel or you've been watching my TikTok page, they're retail pairs. Like if I don't show the bag, if I get in the store, I show the unboxing and the receipts and everything. So it's like, so they're watching my page. They've been following me. They know that I'm going to show them a retail pair. And then I allow you to use my video footage on your website knowing that you selling fakes is crazy. Like I can't even believe they asked me that. And then the people that didn't see anything wrong with it in the comments was like wild to me. Like especially for a sneaker page, like if you're following, like if you stumbled across my page, the algorithm says you like shoes or whatever. So the people I'm like, so y'all don't think that's wrong that a fake company wants to use my shoes to promote their stuff? Hey, so you gonna get finessed, or you don't care? You just know it is what it is, and you just hope that company flourishes. Like that was wild. But yeah, that was just off my personal experience. So I can only imagine the amount of people that actually said yeah, and that's like the scary part because fakes are definitely getting better, and I know content creators and like sneakerheads that create content or just show off their collection, we're definitely a part of the problem because the more like in-depth detailed reviews that you do, you give the companies, because they're watching, like they wouldn't reach out to creators if they didn't watch what was going on. So it's like we do the comparison videos, which I definitely stopped, you know what I'm saying, because after I thought about it, after I heard somebody else say it, like it made sense. Because like, if I'm telling you like every single detail, like minor details that only like the retail pairs have, you're giving that chance for the companies to like, make their product better. Because if you like follow the replica community or like the unauthorized, whatever they want to call it, the fake community, they have batches. So like, if a shoe's coming out, they'll drop it early joint. So that's like the first wave or the first, I forgot the correct terminology or the exact terminology they use. So they had the first joint based on like the mock-ups or whatever, or the sample pair. And then over time, they'll keep, upgrading it or updating it to meet the exact specifications. So by the time a shoe either hits release date or like a few months after the release, definitely like a few years after the release, the companies, they'll make something that looks flawless. And if you notice, a lot of shoes, people start popping up with brand new shoes like years after like a crazy release. And it's just like, how did they get that shoe? Or if it looks too new. Like, 11s, those are like the telltale sign for me. With the 11s, they have those signs, what I'm saying, that you look for age. Like I said, I don't want to put too much information just in case, what I'm saying, that it's tapped, what I'm saying. The podcast might be tapped. The fake companies might be tapped in for us. So they have signs of wear that, authentic Jordan 11, even if it's dead stock, after a certain, amount of years, there's stuff that you can tell that, it's It's a real pair because they're the only ones that do it, from my knowledge. So I was seeing like a lot of crispy Jordan 11 like outsoles, and it's like I said, I've seen retail pairs, dead stock pairs that over time you can still tell that they aged, but these was like too crispy, and it was like a wave of them. But that's what happens, when you put those videos out, and they have time to keep updating, keep updating until they get it as close to the real deal as they can. And like I guess that's kind of their wave. So they use the content creators to help them out. They do their own research. So something that went from being a way to like help the community, like so you don't get finesse, and it ends up being a way to finesse the same people that you were trying to help, if that makes sense. Like it's just so crazy, man. It's like, wow. Because I remember those comparisons, man. They were doing numbers, and it helped people, especially if they were trying to get them early, or if they couldn't, get them from the store and they had to go to a third party, or they were like buying them for someone else. Then you can hit those, comparison videos, or they're like the really detailed reviews, so you can see what to look for. I know I personally use them myself. If I never seen a shoe in hand personally, or if I know like I'm in the market for a certain shoe and I couldn't get it, but I know there's like other people selling them, or there's a method for me to get them, I will look at those reviews and those comparisons just to see, what to look out for. Because like it'll be like one or two things, like as soon as you see it, then you know it's good or it's not. But now you can't even go about that, because that's just making it easier for them to keep finessing, man. So it's just so crazy. But I wonder, how the people that promote these fake sites, like, how do you like feel at the end of the day knowing that your entire collection is fake? You know what I'm saying? It's like, granted, you should have your hobbies, or get into certain hobbies like for yourself. You should never do anything for the approval of others. Like, I have a lot of shoes because I genuinely like shoes, and if you have any conversation with me, you can tell that like this is me. Like, I'm not doing it for anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is literally who I am. I've been doing this for a while. Like, I enjoy having fresh shoes on with a fresh fit. Like, you walk out the house, you put your best foot forward. You only get one chance to make a first impression. That's me, you know what I'm saying? So I buy shoes because I like shoes. If you don't like my shoes, I don't care. Trust me. I've went through it on YouTube and TikTok for sure. A lot of people say I just buy anything. I have the ugliest collection they ever seen in their life. So it's like, I couldn't fathom having an entire collection of shoes that are fake, and like knowingly promoting them. Like, I don't know, because I just feel like the sneaker community, man, as a sneakerhead, quote unquote, because I really don't like using that term, because sneakerheads are definitely corny. From my experience, like people that call themselves sneakerheads, like actively refer themselves as sneakerhead, they're definitely corny. So I don't personally use that term for myself. I just like sneakers. I buy and collect sneakers, but I'm not considered a sneakerhead. But I know to the outside world, and by definition, I fit the criteria. But I don't use that term. But it's like, what are you really doing it for? Like, you have 100 pair of shoes that you got from across the water. You're on TikTok. I know you get money off the views and everything, but it's like, for somebody that's like influencing other people to make a purchase, I don't know how you can like influence somebody to like buy something that's fake, like spending their money on something fake. I can see if, you know, you got a fake pair of shoes and you just, hey, this is what's out there. If you want to buy them, cool. If not, I get that too. This is what I like, or this is what I chose to do, and I'm just showing you your options. I can dig that, so I'm cool with that because you're not really pressuring anybody. You're just being true to yourself. You don't want to spend a certain amount of money on something you're going to wear and get dirty. So that's your choice, and you're just showing the people the options. I can understand that. I can respect that. You're being true to yourself. But a lot of these people, they're like trying to pass it off as real until, they start getting called out on. Then they start leaving certain stuff, little hints in their reviews that, directly tie them back to the fake. So then they have to, pivot a little bit. I know there was one guy, he was definitely finessing, like he had a authentic collection, and then it came out that they were fakes. So then he kind of pivoted to it's a mix of real and fake, or other people saying it's real and fake. Man, it just it's too much, man. Because at the end of the day, if you want brand recognition or you're looking to further your content creation or anything, you're branding yourself a certain way. At some point, man, that fake replica stuff is gonna get old. Then what do you have? Because if you've been promoting fakes for so long, I think it'll be hard to rebrand yourself as somebody getting like authentic pairs, because in the back of the viewer's mind, unless you take a lot of time off where people like forget about you, and then you get like a new wave of viewers that discovering you for the first time, then yeah, maybe. But when because these people, influencers that are promoting these fakes, they're like well over 100, 200,000 strong. So you got all these people that know you sell fakes. Like you can't like flip the script and start selling and promoting real shoes. They're not gonna believe you. I know I would, because your character, like, you just showing that you would do anything for the bag. So it's like you're not part of the culture. You just you selling whatever to the highest bidder at this point. Like, and whoever comes to you with the highest bag, you're gonna do whatever they want you to do. And hey, that's how you live. That's how you live. But I don't feel like you're really part of the community. You're not part of the culture. Like in the core sense of like the sneaker culture, it's like authenticity, like being true to yourself. Like sneakers and streetwear is supposed to be about expression. Like that's who you are. Even if you only wear Jordan 11s, like that's what you like to do. Like you dress it up. You might wear khakis and polos every day, but you're gonna have a fresh pair of Air Max. Like that's how you express yourself. So like, there's nothing authentic about buying or promoting fake shoes, and your excuse is that they look like the real thing. So basically, you're telling people that it's okay to buy a fake shoe because you can finesse it and people think it's real. Like if you're gonna buy fakes, go all the way with it. Like with those patent leather, those royal patents, like do that with everything. Get colors that will never ever release. Get stuff with some crazy patterns on. Like if you're gonna rock the fakes, get the fake fakes. Don't get the fakes that look like the real thing, that are close to the real thing, that people gotta, look at you like squint their eye to make sure that they real. Like, yeah, go all the way with it. Like that's what y'all doing. Go ahead. Then there was either one guy, I know he was on YouTube, and he said he would actually go for like his first resort was sneakers app, or like to go for the release. And if he struck out on the release date, then he would go the other route to get the fakes. So in that sense, you are doing it for the clout. Like, you are doing it for the approval of others, because since you missed out on the retail pair, you're going to go get the fakes to say that you have the shoe. And why are you saying that just to say you had a shoe? Because you want to fit in with the sneaker community, because that's one of the shoes that a lot of people have, or that they were going for it. So it's like you're just trying to get whatever's hype, which is, I'm not counting your pockets. I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but just from the culture standpoint, it's like, the argument is just crazy. Because they will swear up and down that they don't care about this and that, but your purchases say otherwise. Why are you getting fake Yeezys? You know what I'm saying? Why are you getting fake Holy Grails? Like, get something regular, man. Get some Reebok Classics. Get some Monarchs. Get some fake Monarchs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just one of those subjects that I have yet to meet someone or come across somebody that actually wears fakes, and they're like true to themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to spend the money on a retail pair when I can get the same pair for $40. Like, I just don't want to spend the bread. But now, from what I've seen through, like, research, the fakes are damn near retail. Like, they're very close. I think it may be $40, $50. Like, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can pull something up real quick. I don't even know what the fake websites are. Like, what are they? I don't know, fake Jordans or something. Hopefully the feds don't come knocking at the door, because I'm trying to look at fake shoes. Dang, I wish I had a good website. I should have did some more research prior. Yeah, I'm not even going to play those games. I don't need any unwanted attention. But yeah, from what I've seen, like looking at links from people that are posting, they were pretty close to like the actual retail price. So it's like, you want to fit in that bad that you're paying a similar amount of money for a fake shoe that you probably could just wait. You can wait it out. Or, maybe buy used. Like, nothing's wrong with buying used. I buy used still. I know my condition has to be the same condition as like a shoe that I've worn in my collection or better. Like, I'm not doing anything that's been beat up, or like 1 or 2 times max that you wore your shoe. Then, you know what I'm saying, that's used for me. But like, you can just buy something that you can afford. Like, yeah, there's plenty of shoes drop week to week. You can wait. You can hit the outlets. You can wait for sales. Like, now, this is like the perfect time to start a sneaker collection, or like expand your sneaker collection, because pretty much everything dropping, man, is sitting. Because I know in Snipes alone in my area, you got the copper foams, the triple white foams, psychic blue foams. You got copper KDs, scoring title KDs, Easter KDs, the Kobe 6s that just dropped, the WNBA joints. They're still on the shelves. Sizes may be limited, of course, but you still have options. Like, and that's just my one store in my area. You can online, you can Google anything, and they're gonna, every mainstream mom and pop or boutique that has that particular shoe, you can, like, there's ways to get shoes if you really want. So I just feel like that excuse, or that like rationale from fake community is kind of crazy to me personally. Just because I know you can get them. You can get a lot of stuff for the low, especially now. Everything is sitting for the most part. You get stuff that sell out here and there, but restocks. The Legend Blue 11s just recently restocked last week or the week before last? And they came out in December and we're in July, almost like knocking on the door to August like later on this week. And they restocked those, so like you can get real shoes if you really want to. But I think I kind of I went on a rant. I just skipped all my notes and how I wanted to kind of play this one. But hey, that's the best part about this podcast, man. It's real and authentic, straight from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if I feel like the conversation needs to go in one direction, that's the direction it's going. So I had to go on a little tangent, a little rant, real quick, man. Yo, if you made it this far, man, make sure you're following First Word Podcast on all your socials. Drop a rating. Share the pod with somebody who loves kicks, man. That's how we keep the culture moving. All right, back to the action. But, so, I kind of touched on this, like why people, go the certain route that they do. So, definitely the price point. They don't want to pay resale, so to still get the shoe, they, go to the replica route, fake route, bootleg route, whatever it is, That's one of the main arguments. But it's still like I don't know, man. If you're going to wear fakes, keep it 100. Just be real with yourself. Like, don't try to pass them off as like if you got this plug or you know what I'm saying? You got these real shoes, blah, blah, blah. I know a lot of people like to pass off fakes as real. Just be honest. Like, people wouldn't care about what you wear if you didn't lie about it. Especially like, with the designer shoes and clothing. I know for a fact that's like a whole nother thing. It's like, bro, I don't think it's that deep personally to be buying a whole bunch of fake stuff just so you can portray that you're living a certain life that you're not. Because it's like wearing all that stuff and then like your day-to-day activities or your day-to-day, lifestyle, it doesn't add up to the brands that you're wearing. So it's like, you don't know, man. Just be real, man. Buy some Fashion Over, bro. It's cool. Buy some Fashion Over. Buy some stuff on sale. You can get designer for a decent price too. Trust me. If you do your research, trust me. Like the people that really wear designer, like the people that, people that are the real target audience of these designer brands, they don't like to wear stuff out of season. You can catch these designer brands out of season. You can get like last season, the season before last. You can get them for an affordable price if you really want it. Like you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to get it right then and now. Like you can get some old stuff, brand new, 60%, 70% off most of the time, depending on what brand you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? You can make some things happen within your budget, man. Don't go above your means, and yet you out here looking crazy. But hey, what do I know? Let's see what else. I think I covered everything in my own way. I touched on a lot of stuff. I was trying to keep it, some kind of flow, some kind of order, but some topics just, hey, it happens. Hopefully y'all were able to follow along with my rants, you know what I'm saying? I try to keep it, in a certain order to keep the flow going, easy to follow along, but yeah, the culture, man, it's just, it's in a weird place right now. You have people that are infiltrating the culture just because, it's the cool thing to do. They don't really care about the community or the sneaker culture. They're just, getting shoes or whatever it is because it's the popular thing to do since it went mainstream, and resale is at an all-time high, or the act of reselling is at an all-time high, I should say, because, prices are definitely dropping. People are taking the L's left and right on a daily basis, trying to just buy stuff to sell, and they're not moving. They're sitting in the stores and going on sale. So reselling is at an all-time high, I should say. The new resellers pop up all the time because that is the content that is taking over right now, especially with YouTube. Super early pairs and like resale, buyouts are what's really going crazy. Like those are the channels that are growing and making the most money. So a lot of people, seeing how it's portrayed, online, not knowing the ins and outs of everything. So that's making it worse. And then you have people that don't really know what shoes or what to look for. So they're buying fakes, and they're like, fakes are continuously getting, circulating through the market because people are trying to finesse. And then you got these third-party websites that, halfway legit check. It's I don't know, man. It's rough. It's real rough and wicked out here in these streets for people that are buying shoes, dog. I just hope, do as much research as you can. If you are in the market for a particular pair of shoes and you can't catch them for retail, and you can't get them on a restock, or you don't have the patience to get them on a restock, you just really want them in your collection, do your due diligence when you're looking at reviews online or whatever. Try to find employees that are in the stock room showing the shoes. Look for release day vlogs of, people that are actually going in the store, opening the box at the register before they cop, or people that, get an unboxing and you can see like the order form. I mean, you can fake those too, but just get somebody that, you trust, I would say, or just watch multiple videos of like similar unboxings to, so you can pinpoint like, what's real and what's not. If anything sticks out that looks crazy, then, that's a fake. But yeah, that's the only thing you can do. Just do your best, do your research, try to, study the shoe yourself so you know what to look for, or do your best so you don't get finessed and scammed out here, because a lot of people out here, they don't care. They're just going to do what they got to do for money, so all money isn't good money, but that's just my 2 cents on it personally. What else, man? The culture is going to continue to thrive because you can tell when someone is really into sneakers. Like, it doesn't take long for you to figure out somebody that's just doing it just for the clout or the hype, just doing it because it's the cool thing to do, like it's trendy. Because I see a lot of people that I followed over the years, or like became cool with over the years, like through the content creation journey, a lot of them dropped off, or they, pivoted to doing something else. So it was like, okay, maybe, you were just doing it for, a season because it was cool. Maybe you fell off because you just got tired of like spending the money. It's definitely an expensive hobby for sure, especially with a lot of shoes. Depending on your style and your preference, it can get real wicked out here. Week to week with so many shoes, and you got random restocks or random shoes dropping that you didn't even know they were going to drop or they weren't on your radar, but then something just pops up out of nowhere. It happens to me all the time. Like this year, believe it or not, I chilled out a lot. I have to update like my my list of shoes that I bought, but at one point I was getting like at least two, maybe three shoes a week, depending on what it was. So I definitely had to calm down, man, because it'll get out of hand very fast. But yeah, the real is always going to prevail, man. You know, the fake community is going to fizzle its way out at some point. You know, the trend is going to be going back to the real shoes, authentic shoes. People are going to go against people that are, you know, fake or not being themselves. You know, it's just the wave right now with these. It's calmed down a little bit, but now I see, you know, celebrities. They're getting celebrities to promote these fake shoes, and it's like they don't even know what they're promoting. They just think they look nice, so they showing them off, whatever, not really knowing. So I think it's, you know, it's starting to trend down. You know, it's not as prominent, or I'm not seeing it as much as I was at first especially on TikTok. I would see like fake. It's like a handful of creators that I would see day in and day out, but I don't see them anymore. I'm not saying they don't still do what they do, but I know they just don't pop up on my For You page anymore. So maybe, you know, they're starting to phase out a little bit. I don't know, but stay true to yourself, man, this sneaker game, man. You know, be authentic, because at the end of the day, that's what, you know, that's all you have. Your true self, your word, your morals. Just stay true to yourself, man. You don't have to fake it till you make it. There are many options out there if you want to look fresh. You don't have to have the most popular shoes. You don't have to have what's hype at the moment. Just do, hey, man, you gotta get creative sometime, but you go to the outlets. Go to the outlets. Shop online. You can get some good stuff for the low. You know, under retail, you can get retros for under retail if you wait. So that's my stance on the replica thing as of right now, and the culture and the influencers trying to push it. So shout out to Matt once again for that topic. I really didn't know. I didn't know what I was going to say. Like, you know, like I said, I had like little notes to try to keep track, but once I get like passionate about something, you know, I just go on rants. So yeah, so that concludes the actual topic portion of episode 6. So we're gonna get into social hour. You know, I want the community's feedback on this. So basically, you know, do reps belong in sneaker culture? Me personally, I say no. The sneaker culture should be all about authenticity, being your true self. You can't be your true self when you're faking it to make it, or trying to fake it to make it, trying to pass off a fake product, an unauthentic product, a bootleg product as a real pair so you can fit in with somebody. It's crazy to me. It does not belong in sneaker culture. Now, if that's how you feel in your day-to-day life, that you just want to wear fake shoes because you don't care, you're going to beat them up anyway, they're going to get dirty. Cool. Do what you do, but don't mix that up into the sneaker culture. So that's my take on it personally. You can agree, you can disagree. Let me know in the comments, on the socials, wherever you DM, whatever. Keep it respectful. I know when you start to talk about real and fake shoes, people get very defensive. 0 to 100. But hey, a hit dog will always holler. And will you ever wear reps? Now, back in the day, I definitely wore fake shoes. I remember when Nice Kicks was selling fakes. And like, I was in middle school, so I wasn't buying my own shoes, you know what I'm saying? Hey. But that's neither here nor there. Definitely bought those fake Nice Kick 13s And on the website, it had the jump man and everything. But as soon as you got them in, oh my God, once I got them in the mail, on the tongue tag or by the toe box, or the bottom of the tongue, the tag, that says Jordan. On the back side, it has 13 in Roman numerals. That joint said Nice Kicks. The tongue was like the craziest looking tongue I've ever seen in my life. No Jumpman on it. It just, it was plain. And then the hologram, I want to say the hologram was plain too. Like there was no graphic, no the Jumpman, nothing that was 23. I forgot. I think it is 23. It should be a 23 hologram. Let me double check. Let me see. Yeah, 23 with the Jumpman hologram. That joint was plain. Nothing there. Like, so that was the fakest pair of shoes that I've ever worn in my life. And just because I asked for them, I wore them. You know what I'm saying? It was a rough goal for me during that time because I was like, man, I really got to rock these. I didn't wear them often, but since they were purchased for me, I definitely had to throw them on, here and there. Dark times, but I know better now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I wasn't hip back then like I am now. And now, hey, if I can't afford them or I can't cop the real thing, I'm good. I just get something else, move on to the next release. So, yeah, I did wear them. I wouldn't wear it anymore. Of course, everything in here now is retail pair. Either it's an independent brand, designer brand, or a retail mainstream brand. Everything in here I will happily put up next to anyone that wants to authenticate my collection. Like, that's how confident I am. Like, everything is retail. So, yeah, that's going to do it for episode 6, man. If you have any more topics, please don't hesitate to drop them down below in the comments. And check out my bro, Matt, on all the social medias, all the socials, YouTube, TikTok, IG. I know he's dropping reels and videos there. Not sure if he's on Twitter, but hey, do your Googles, you might find him. But yeah, man, episode 6, man, appreciate y'all, man. The growth is still amazing to me. The interaction, the engagements on TikTok as well as the IG. Y'all definitely showing me love, keeping me motivated. So I appreciate y'all for real. So that's going to do it for this episode of First Word Podcast, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Buy what you like, wear what you love. I don't know who needs to hear this, but yesterday you said tomorrow. The time is now. That's a wrap on today's episode, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with the First Word Podcast. There's no culture without you. Don't forget to tap in with us every Tuesday, 8 a.m. for the audio, 6 p.m. Eastern for the video on YouTube. Catch y'all on the next one.